What up, everyone? So this is Dre, aka BK Brawler, from Gamerish. This is a quick Gamerish quick take. Um, I wanted to do. I didn't think I had to do this, but I have to. This is about Microsoft recent acquisition to buy Bethesda for $7.5 billion. And I wanted to have somebody else on the Gamerish team on here to talk about this too, but I just felt like I had to get so much off my chest that it'll be a fucking waste of time to have them in here and have to listen to me rant. So, guys, if you wonder why I didn't call any of you to be a part of this, then you're about to find out. So, Bethesda just got bought out by Microsoft. And I'm mainly doing this video, one, because this is great news for the Xbox heads out there, but this has been like terrible news to those Sony ponies, as we call them, those that only play PlayStation and think PlayStation is the greatest system that ever came out. And in all honesty, it's all you ever knew is because what your parents were able to buy you at the point when it first came out, right? They bought you a PlayStation, they didn't buy you an Xbox or a Sega Dreamcast. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But I have to get serious. I have to bring a drink and put the bullet inside my fucking little thing too. This is green labeled today because I just had a lot. Because ever since this shit was announced, right? All I've been seeing on the internet is, oh, now it means Microsoft, they just bought Bethesda and they're gonna fix their broken games. But yet you've played Skyrim. You've all played Skyrim. You've played Morrowind. There's a reason why it keeps coming back. There's a reason why you bought it in 3D on PlayStation. So for those of you who are hating, you guys need to shut up. Like, this is a good move. And a lot of you, that one thing that's irritating me is that a lot of you aren't getting your facts straight. You don't do any research. You just see somebody post something and you make a fucking comment and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? Um, so with this acquisition now, Xbox has at least 23 studios under their name, which is great for them, which is where all these no Xbox games are going to come from. 23 studios, which they can make exclusive to them. With this acquisition, Microsoft could now take hold of Dishonored. They could take hold of Wolfenstein. They could take hold of Elder Scrolls. And to some of you, it might not matter, but this is great because this is like Microsoft. Remember when Xbox 360 first came out and Microsoft held the RPG realm, at least the Western RPGs? It looks like they could go back to those days. And I guess that scares a lot of you. And it's okay to be scared because you're about to lose some games. And honestly, a lot of you talk about how Xbox Series X is coming out and they won't have no launch games. As far as I've seen, PS5 only has about 5 launch games. If you don't include the ones that are already available on PS4. And Xbox is going to have over 170 titles available on Game Pass from game day one, even if a bunch of those aren't just on Xbox, and it's going to be on Xbox One. At least when I get my next gen system, I'm gonna get upgraded games and I'm gonna have over 170 games to play. Now, a bunch of you are gonna say now that, oh, this doesn't matter. Xbox has backward compatibility. PlayStation is about the future. PlayStation said that. But I remember about a year ago, maybe even early in this year, when people thought that PS5 was going to support PS1, PS2, or PS3. You guys were mad hype about that, right? Yeah, I remember people going in the comment, yeah, we're going to be able to, at PlayStation's old games are going to destroy the Xbox's classic games, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get all of this. And then when they did it, they told you guys that you're only going to get a certain amount when it's initially announced that there will be no backwards compatibility and you're only getting some PS4 games on there. You guys went to riot, right? But now that Xbox and Microsoft says that all games are going to be backwards compatible, you guys all of a sudden Oh, no, who cares about backwards compatibility? Why? Not because you don't care about it, it's because Microsoft made it available and all of you are just Sony ponies. Just ride in the fucking wave. Like, I'd rather some of you just come out and say, I don't have the money to own this. Oh, so I'm a sourpuss. You know, I can't afford to have two systems. I'm a sourpuss. Oh, just buy a fucking PC anyway, and I'll be able to play. Well, guess what? With every PC you purchase, you're giving money to Microsoft anyway, you stupid motherfuckers who swear that Microsoft doesn't get any money from every PC you buy, which is why they have the money to purchase studios like Bethesda. And for those of you who haven't read, because I'm still seeing idiots out there, Phil Spencer said today that, and yesterday they announced that some Bethesda games will be exclusive case by case basis. And the one thing you would expect is that the Elder Scrolls 6 would be exclusive to to Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, whatever. But Phil Spencer said today that he doesn't see them holding back everyone on PlayStation from being able to play Skyrim. So now that all of you shit talk Bethesda and stuff, let me see those Skyrim, those Elder Scrolls sales not rise on PlayStation when it comes out. I hope none of you buy it. I hope, because I'm keeping track of people that I personally know that shitted on this decision. And if I see any of you on my friends list that was shit talking this shit playing a fucking Elder Scrolls when it finally comes out, and if it comes out on PS5, I'm going ham on you. I will personally call you out on the podcast. I have all your names in my head right now. All right. Also, hold on. I got taking a drink, you know. I put too much in there, spilling stuff. Sorry about that. But anyway, on top of that, so you guys gonna pretend that Elder Scrolls is not a good game. All right, so a bunch of you don't like Wolfenstein all of a sudden, right? 'Cause I remember a bunch of people liking that. Doom, right? I remember a bunch of people clamoring for some Doom, people loving when Doom was coming to the Nintendo Switch and all of that shit. Microsoft could hold that all for themselves, and now all of you are going to pretend like it doesn't matter. You're going to pretend like you don't care, you know, and PlayStation fans just flip-flop it. First, exclusives meant everything, right? Because Sony has the best exclusive, Microsoft has nothing. Now Microsoft has a bunch of studios under their names, and yes, it might not be Microsoft in particular always helping out and develop Microsoft studios developing those games, but it's still a bunch of exclusive that you guys could possibly never touch, right? But all of a sudden now that Microsoft got some way of getting themselves exclusive, now PlayStation fans or fanboys or Sony ponies are all like, oh, exclusives don't matter, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Those are shitty exclusives. Yeah, some of the best-selling games of the year, Doom, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, all those franchises just don't matter anymore, right? Prey, Elder Scrolls, once again. All of a sudden, that doesn't matter. Microsoft could even pulled Elder Scrolls Online off from Sony places, but they didn't do that. They're even letting um Sony keep their exclusive rights to two games that are under Bethesda coming out. Probably going to be timed exclusives now, but at least Microsoft is letting you guys keep those games as timed exclusives or letting us, whatever. I own all consoles, so I have no fucking, and you know what? That's the thing. I think because I own everything is why I could think outside of the fucking box that you guys are inside of. Microsoft is playing the long game here. Game Pass, subscription services. PlayStation Now will never be a Game Pass. And a bunch of you talk about your you want to play classic games. PlayStation Now is your way to play classic games. But if I ask anybody that brings up that argument to me about the classic games, do you own PlayStation Now? Then if you want to play classic games so much, no, I ain't paying for that shit. All right then. So don't talk about how much you want to play classic games, all right? And then bash another company just because you're not playing on their system. Just I think another thing is that you guys really hate a lot of things you guys aren't thinking about it. Imagine now, and shout out to Charlie Bedford on our Gamerish Facebook page that brought this up too. Imagine a world we're gonna live in now in which Sony or PlayStation, whichever, same company but different funds. A lot of you don't know that, and I stress that all the time. Is going to be paying Microsoft to let their games be on their system. That's something all of you are going to overlook. That's how Sony is going to be paying Microsoft literally for their games now. Which Microsoft ain't going over to Sony and be like, yo, can we borrow Ratchet and Clank? But I guarantee Sony will find a way, or Microsoft will just hand them on the platter, hey, give us a few mil. Here's Elder Scrolls next year, maybe a few weeks after we put it out on Game Pass, because at least now we getting that shit on Game Pass, and I know I don't gotta spend $70 on that shit, you know. Um, you can talk about the bugs all you want. This was a great acquisition to Microsoft. I think someone had to come out here and just down talk you bullshitters, you haters, you Sony ponies, you people that just don't want to play on something else just because you grew up on this. You grew up on Nintendo too, right? You did grow up on it. I don't see none of y'all bitching about the same shit you bitched to Microsoft about. Oh, they're just gonna port another Skyrim over again and make us buy it all over again. That's all Xbox guys are getting. Nintendo just ported 3 games over to us that we're all playing again on the Switch without any revamped graphics. And you're playing it right now. Some of you listening are playing that game after bitching about Microsoft and Skyrim coming over to the Series X, but you're playing a ported over game, 3 games with no difference in them other than how you move the camera around. But you're gonna bitch about Skyrim. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Like some of you just need to hear that. Like you're just come out and tell us what's really wrong. Just tell us, I'm sorry, I can't afford 2 systems, so I'm gonna bash on one. Or I'm sorry, I can't be on PC, because good for us with PCs too. Like, fuck, if the people on the PC want to say, hey, get a PC, whatever, you're still playing fucking Xbox games on a damn PC. You play as much as you want. Like, gaming is gaming, people. Stop with the fucking hate just because you can't get something that everybody else has, or because you were just raised a certain way. You guys don't do this shit when it comes to Nintendo because they have their own path, right? So now Microsoft is not talking about console wars. They're actually going to share games with PlayStation. They're going to share it with something PlayStation wasn't counting on, right? But I guess that's something you could do when you got money already. You don't got to worry about things like that. Microsoft is going to make their money. We're all going to keep playing. If you have anything to say, like if you have something to say, go ahead, drop a comment, and drop. I know a bunch of you probably going to want to drop a bunch of stupid ass Sony pony type comments. But I'm ready for it. Go ahead and drop your comments. I just want to let that out. This is a great acquisition, guys. Console wars are over. The only reason console wars still exist is because of you, the people who keep making it exist. And I swear PlayStation fanboys are the most toxic fucking fanboys out there behind the PC. No, not even behind. You're in front of PC people. PC people just want to say, look, I spent thousands of dollars a year on my computer. Now I need you guys to do it too, so it justifies me wasting this money to just play the fucking Sims. So hey, gaming is gaming. This was a great acquisition for Microsoft. If you want to hate on it, go ahead. But in the end, it was a smart decision. It was a smart moves. Gives Microsoft more games. This is better for people with Game Pass, whether you're playing on your phone, your PC, or your Xbox. And this is not a complete loss for PlayStation because they will pay Microsoft to play a lot of these games. All right, so stop crying. We don't want to hear it. It's useless. This, guys, has been a Dre rant, aka a Gamerish quick hit, or whatever we're calling it, a quick hit.